Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Man, we are almost at the end of the month of July, first month of the second half of 2024. And boy, has this been one heck of a year so far. And the best is yet to come. Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Stewart, President and CEO of American Classic Agency, based out of Atlanta, Maryland. We are at 7375 Executive Place, Suite 300. And our name is on the building. We are proud, we are strong, and we are growing by leaps and bounds. How you doing, Shelly Gloucester? How's everybody? Erica Freeman? But I tell you, man, it's been a busy 2 days here at the office. We did a training session yesterday with about 10 new agents that joined us here recently, based out of Silver Spring, Maryland. And they all are intrigued by what's going on here at ACA. So we are ready to go, and we're upward, and we are moving forward. And so if you know of anybody that is already in the industry and needs a new home, we welcome them here at ACA. How you doing, my Senior Vice President, Pam Percival, Maria Miami? How you doing? So we're ready, y'all. We're ready for the second half. It was exciting just doing that training in the daytime yesterday. And so they were excited when they left here. We're going to be doing this probably every 2 weeks. And it was the first time they got a chance to meet our new Chief Marketing Officer and co-owner, Mr. Tony Brown. So that was also special. He did a great job of doing case studies and talking about underwriting. You know, American Classic Agency is a company that cares. So we do more than just submit business. You know, we make sure it gets paid. You know, a lot of people can submit business, but they can't follow it through and get it paid. And that sounds good on a conference call, but the bottom line is you got to get it issue paid. And that's what we specialize in here at ACA since January of 1995. So if you're looking for stability, American Classic Agency. You want it to be treated fairly, American Classic Agency. You want to be told the truth, American Classic Agency, because we're going to do all of that. And that's why so many people stay with us. Our average tenure, we normally say 15 years, but it's probably closer to 20 years now. The average tenure of a leader here at American Classic Agency is probably close to 20 years now. And we are very proud of that in an independent world. Even a captive world, people aren't around that long unless you're a high-level manager. So we're about to bring on some phenomenal people. You're going to hear more about that and what we've been able to do. And they find ACA very attractive. So one of them we're meeting with tomorrow, a high-level executive from one of the major carriers. So you're going to hear a little bit more about that. So, but anyway, today, my topic today is what are the wealthy people and what are the banks doing with their money? Well, the wealthy people, if you do your research, you'll find that the wealthy people pay less tax than middle class. That's because they understand taxes, right? They got the loopholes. You know, they make too much money for a Roth IRA. So, and they don't want to put their money in a tax-infested program. So what do? They put their money in life insurance. Why? Because if you structure it properly, there's an unlimited amount of money that you can put in it. I can't do that with my 401k, my TSP, my 457. I can't put in $100,000 a year. The government puts a cap on it, right? They cap how much we can put in these tax-qualified plans. So truth of the matter is we really don't have control. But with a properly structured life insurance program, permanent one, we can put in as much as we want and have access to it, have liquidity, without having to answer all these questions of why we need our money. So the wealthy people have been doing this for years. Congress put together some tax laws. You probably heard me say this, but it's worth repeating. The Tax Equity Fiscal Responsibility Act of 1982, Congress provided a mechanism to allow certain types of life insurance for special tax treatment called Section 101 treatment. Then in 1984, they modified it, called the Deficit Reduction Act, and said all contracts are going to qualify for life insurance for income tax purposes. So Congress did this, the wealthy people understood it, And that's where they started shoveling all of their money. They start businesses like this. They send their kids to college like this. So that's what the wealthy people have been doing, right? But let's talk about what the banks have been doing, right? Let's talk about what the banks have been doing. There's something called BOLI, B-O-L-I, that stands for Bank-Owned Life Insurance. And then there's something called COLI. Banks do it because they want to fund their high-level employees through life insurance, right? But banks really didn't start owning life insurance till about 1994. About 1994, that's when they got in the game, and for their key employees by doing it with permanent life insurance, right? So just understand that about 1994, banks got in the game. But here's something else. Banks have to have a certain amount of capital. It's called Tier 1 capital. Tier 1 capital is what it's called. And it's up to 25% of their Tier 1 capital, which has to be safe. Not in the stock market, not in mutual funds. It has to be safe. And the safest place is inside of a life insurance policy, right? And so that's the cash value inside of the policy. The Tier 1 capital, and I'm reading this right from a report I pulled today, is the core of the bank's capital, the Tier 1 capital. You know, it has to be liquid, it has to be safe, and it has to fund some of the bank's business. So, you know, so understand this. This is a big deal for the banks. So if the wealthy people are doing it, the banks are doing it. Let's think, little old you and I should be doing it too, right? We got to get in the game. And I don't understand when people say buy term and invest the difference. If the banks are doing it, they got the money, they're lending the money, they're collecting interest, and they're putting a lot of it into life insurance. Cash value life insurance. That ought to tell you something right there. That ought to tell you something right there. So, you know, it's really related to the strength and the stability of the banks. So I'm going to share with you some of the banks that are in this game. 64.6% of them have been doing it. All total, it's over $184 billion that the banks are pouring into cash value life insurance. 184 billion with a B. So that should tell you something. The banks, the wealthy people know something that most middle class either has never been shared with, or they don't understand it, or we're getting bad advice, one or the other. But so let me share this with you. And it says it might surprise you to know how much life insurance banks have in their financial portfolio. All right. Here are some statistics. All right. Truist Bank, right? Very familiar with Truist. They have $7 billion in cash value. $7 billion. PNC Bank has $10 billion in cash value life insurance, right? So Truist has 7, PNC Bank has 10. JP Morgan has $12 billion in cash value life insurance. $12 billion. I mean, a B, billion, all right? Wells Fargo has $19 billion in cash value life insurance. And leading the way is Bank of America, $24 billion in cash value life insurance. Why? Because it's the best performing asset for the banks. Wealthy people buy assets, things that's going to appreciate versus things that's going to depreciate. Banks are doing the same thing, right? So it's the best performing assets for the banks. That's why they got to have at least 25% of it that's safe and they can access it, liquidity. So, you know, if you don't have any, get with someone at American Classic Agency and get your cash value life insurance going now. Our children need it. Our grandchildren need it. They need it now. There's too many things that's going on around us where so many people are behind the 8 ball. But not only just for the cash value, we got to cover our children, we got to cover our grandchildren, our dogs, our cats, we got to cover everybody. There's too many things going on. I am tired of looking on social media and seeing all of these youth children that are missing all of a sudden. I mean, what's this about? You know, every time I turn around, someone's missing. 12-year-old, 14-year-old, That's scary. So if you know of anybody, I don't care what age they are, if they don't have life insurance, please have them give us a call at 301-794-4290. We can do this all across the country. We are hiring, right? If you know anybody got good communication skills, got some stability, have a desire to serve, if you know anybody that's with American Classic Agency, get with them, get on their calendar so that they can help you take advantage of the tax benefits that the government has made available to us through the use of permanent life insurance. I don't care if it's universal life, index universal life, whole life, just get one that you can afford, right? And that you can keep the premium payments going. So the wealthy are doing it, the banks are doing it. Little old you and I got to get ours in the game also. You can use it to pay off debt, right? You can use it to send your kids to college. You can use it for a number of things. You can use it to supplement your retirement income. But get some, right? Get some and get it now while you're still healthy today. So you heard the Ebola, you heard about coli and what the banks are doing. I hope this helps somebody today. Bank of America is the leader of buying life insurance as an asset. You know, it's the best performing asset for the banks. It's safe, it's stable, and they use it to pay their high-level employees. Corporate America uses it. Companies like Verizon, Outback, Panera Bread, several other of them use them for their CEOs to fund their retirement program, not the stock market. You know, so maybe that's a whole nother live at 5 scenario, but this is nothing new. And as I said earlier, banks have been doing this since 1994. So corporations have been doing it also. So let's get in the game, y'all. If you know of anybody that needs it, give us a call again at 301-794-4290 or visit us at www.aclassic.com, and we will get an agent, get in contact with you and get you the coverage that you need. We're open to be doing workshops. You know, your church, your civic organization, your fraternity, your sorority, you want to learn about this stuff, we do a free workshop at no charge. You know what I mean? So, so get on our calendar quickly because it's filling up. And again, if you're local and you're in the DMV, we're doing a live business overview session here at the office on Monday night. All right, DM me if you want more information and I will get it to you. Thank you all. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to share this valuable, life-changing information to you today. See you again next Tuesday, same time, same place. Bye-bye. Thank you all.